Hi, I'm Bradley, part of the consultancy team for Mautic at enable.services, and today we're going to be running through Mautic as a platform, what you can do with it, how it works, and just a general overview. So when you jump into Mautic, you'll be met at the dashboard. As with many other platforms, you can have multiple widgets which you'd like to show, anything from downloads over time to emails sent, emails ignored, read. There's about 100 predefined widgets which you can pick and choose from. Drag and drop around as well to resize or uh, shuffle around your dashboard. You can also have predefined dashboards. So if you want to have specific views for specific means, then you can save a dashboard, load it up whenever you want to, and it's ready to go. So that's just the dashboard. Again, there's a lot you can play around with, but we'll head into the first module, which is contacts. So in the contacts module, you'll store all of your leads and contacts which you want to send content to. So this could be lists from events that you've been to and collected, or it could be your existing customer base from a system if you have a system such as a CRM or a customer management platform of some kind. Then all of your contacts and leads can be transferred into the contacts module in Mautic, ready to use for campaigns or standalone emails, things like that. So if you were wanting to import a new file, you just come over to the settings up here and click import, which will prompt a screen to upload your CSV. This can then be transferred into a segment, which is like a distribution list used in emails and campaigns. So say you had a list from a specific event which you wanted to send out a campaign to that you had ready, you'd upload your CSV, add them to the segment, and then they'll run through the campaign which you've created. So moving on from contacts, you've got companies, which are like accounts. You might know them as in alternative systems. So in here, I've just created a simple account. You can put multiple contacts against one account. So here you'll see that there's 0 at the moment, but you can connect 10, 100, 1,000 contacts to one specific account, and then you'll have an overview of the company's engagement, which will show in a graph here. You also can have company score as well as a individual contact score. So it will show how engaged a company is overall, as well as the individuals within it. It will also have a overview of the contacts related to the account in this section here. Moving on to segments. Segments are again, they're like distribution lists as they might be known in other systems. So you'll have all of your different types of content will have a segment associated to it. So you had a newsletter that will have a segment for, or if you had product updates or new product introductions, things like that, which you want to make your customer base aware of, you'd have as individual segments. So segments are easy enough to create. Again, you'd go to new, put in a name, and then create. Once you've created your segment, you can import your list of contacts and then put them straight into the segment. So you just select your file. Again, once you go into the contacts and press the settings icon, you select your file, and then it will prompt you to what segment you want to put the contacts into, as well as mapping all of the fields like name, company, email, phone number, etc. So we'll head into the components folder here. So you've got assets, which is where you can store all different kind of larger file types. So say you had a PDF, for example, which you wanted to be able to be downloadable to specific contacts with an email, but it was potentially too large to be a link and you wanted it to be hosted in Mautic, you can upload it into the asset folder, and then it will also generate a link which can be used within emails. So quite a useful tool. Again, you've got a form builder, so you can create custom forms, head up to new. So when you create a form with Mautic, you'll be prompted if you want to create it as a campaign form or a standalone form. So a campaign form can be used as the beginning mark of a campaign. So say for example, when someone fills out this form, then they'll begin the nurture flow, which we'll look into next. So it might be the case of when they fill out this form, they'll be sent an email saying, please can you provide us with further information, which is all automated as soon as they complete the initial form. Or it might be a case of a standalone form, which is simply just to collect information which can be viewed on the back end and isn't actually connected to a campaign specifically. So there'll be no follow up on that submission. It's just for, say, a singular use kind of thing. So say we head into just the standalone form for now. You give it a name again. You can put it into a specific folder, category, and stuff like that. So we'll head into the fields here. So you wanted to collect the person's name, then you might do a short text answer, put the label as first name. You can put a help message if you'd like to, and then map the field against it. So you've got their contact, first name will mean it will just be inputted into that field which you've mapped to. Validation, is it required? So I'll just put yes, for example, always display yes, add, and then you've got your field here. So you can drag and drop for order if you'd like to. So say I add another field which is email, and then just put email and add. Just for an example, say you want to swap them around, just drag and drop, and then it will swap them around. So it's really easy and simple to get your head around in the email builder as just kind of simple kind of drag and input builder. You can also edit the appearance of your form once you've completed it. So just by simple kind of HTML edits in the code, if say you're hosting this on a web page which you might have created on a external builder, you can then input the form code which is generated after you save and close. So say I just save this form. So I just display a message, thank you, exclamation mark, save and close. So you then got the option to self-host or embed. Say you wanted the code, then you can copy from either, and then you can edit however you want to once it's on your page. So that's how you create a form. So again, there's landing pages which you can utilize within Mautic. So you head to the landing page creation page and you give it a title. And you can then select a pre-made theme here, which is being supplied, or you can start blank. So say I just want this theme to start with, we'll select it, head into the builder, and then from this view, we can drag and drop and edit however we want to. So say you want to put your own logo in, double click, upload your file, and it will then update. Say I didn't really like the map, I'll just delete it, and then I might want to add in, say, an image instead. Just drag and drop it in and then upload your image. You can edit anything from the padding to the position to the text size, color, font, etc. So very customizable for however you want to just kind of display your page. So heading on to campaigns now. This is where you can create and kind of nurture campaign either from emails or from the form completion, which we saw earlier. So if we head up to create, so just head up to the top and give your campaign a name. And then once you've given it a name, you head into the builder. So this is where you select how the campaign begins. So it either begins as a segment or as a form. So this is where you would originate your form from. So say someone fills out a form, you'd click form, and if you input whichever form is desired, then it would begin the flow when someone completes that form. In this instance, we'll go from a segment, so a group of people which you've created. So we'll go with the enable.services list which I just created, add, and then from there you can select actions. So say I want to send an email, you'd then put in your name, so email 1, and then which email you'd like to input. So I don't have any emails created at the moment, but there'd be a drop down. You select your email and then you press add. And then from there, you can have decisions such as if they have read the email, there'd be an option, or if they visited a specific URL, etc., then you'd be able to flow them down. Say if they visit the URL in the first email, then send them the second email, and so on. So there's quite a lot that you can do within campaigns in Mautic. So the next module is channels. So in channels, you've got emails and text messages and focus items. So text messages are where you can send notifications through text message. For example, here I've set up a purchase confirmation text, which is fairly simple. It can initiate from a trigger from a campaign or from a segment. So in here I've just put a simple segment, but you could trigger this from say they visit a specific URL, like purchase confirmation URL, then they get sent a text message with their order number, as you can use merge tags. So here I've got hi first name, thanks for your purchase. You can track your order here, so that would be sent to them once they meet the criteria of the campaign. Another module in channels we have is emails. So this is where you create all of your emails. So again, once you click new, you'll be met with this menu asking if you want to create a triggered email or a segment email. So segment emails are emails which are sent to just your specific target list or segment, or triggered emails are emails which are used within campaigns to be more of an advanced workflow for your contacts and leads. So for this example, I'll select a segment email. You just put a subject, internal name, pre-header, and then your segments. So I'll select this segment for this example. You then head into the builder. You can select the predefined templates again. So there's quite a few different choices here. So say I'll just pick creative for this one. Head into the builder. And again, it's just the drag and drop simple builder, which you can just pull in, drop wherever you want. So I want, quite like a button here, you can put that in and then edit the background color, the text, the dimensions, etc. That's with every section, very customizable, very easy to use. So we also have focus items in channels, which essentially are things like pop-ups and stuff like that, which you can add onto your website by given a piece of code once you've created it. So you head in here, and for example, you want to collect some data. When do you want it to pop up? So upon arrival, when slightly scrolling down, etc. So when slightly scrolling down, time before engagement, 10 seconds. Stop engaging after a conversion. So these are all options which you can toggle on and off. So you can come down here. So this is the content section where you can add in your headline, your tag, your font that you want to use for this section, and then if you want to include a form, so say you wanted people to sign up to the newsletter, you can put your headline, sign up to the newsletter, and then put your font, select your font, put the form in, and then that will pop up after once they've been onto this specific page for 10 seconds and scroll down. The next module we have is points. So this is where you can create points for your contacts and leads. So give points for opening email. So you give it a name, put the points which you'd like to the contact to receive. So say you want 10 points. You can have positive or negative, but it likely will be positive. If a contact opens an email, you can link it to specific emails if you have specific email, like just say within a specific campaign which you want to receive maybe a higher amount of points if it's a more important email, etc. And you can also assign it to a point group. So by default, all points will go towards their standard scoring profile. You can also have multiple point groups, which are separate scoring profiles, again for specific campaigns or maybe kind of a yearly basis and stuff like that. So then we have point triggers, and point triggers are something which is based off of a contact's points. So again, you'll just put a name, put the minimum amount of points which are needed for this to be completed. So it might be 100 points, and you can select the specific point group as well. If not, it will just go from their default scoring profile. And then what do you want to happen when they reach that threshold? So when they reach that threshold, you might want to edit their segment and add them into a kind of most engaged customer segment, or you might want to add a tag, or you might want to send them an email, and then you'll select the email that you want to send them. So it's just a way of completing actions off of a minimum point threshold. So if you are aiming for customers to reach a certain amount of points within a campaign or something like that within a point group, then you might add a event when they reach that certain point. So then we have point groups. This is the module where you'll create those separate profiles, scoring profiles. So you just give it a name, and then from that you can assign your point actions and triggers to a specific group, which will separate it from the default scoring profile if you wanted to use a specific group scoring group for a specific campaign, etc., then that's the way to do it. So then we have the stages module. Stages are based off where a contact or specifically lead is in the sales funnel. So you might have to begin with prospects, you might have then interested in products, etc., or you could have sometimes like cold, warm, hot to represent where they are in the pipeline. So there's a wait option where you'll enter what wait is needed for them to kind of progress through the funnel. So you might have for prospects 0, and then for when they advance throughout the pipeline, it'll go up. So you might have 25, 50, 75 for each stage as they progress. The next and final module, which we'll talk about today, is reports. So reports, as with any other software, you can report on your emails, you can report on your forms, you can report on unsubscribes, do not contacts, etc. So again, it's a fairly simple builder. So you'll head in, select your data source. So you might want to have a look at your email stats and then drag and drop any of the data columns which you want to include. So you might want the email name, you might want the click to open rate, you might want the click-through rate, etc. You can add in your filters, you can add in your group buys. Once you have all the information which you want to display, you can also choose if you want a graph to represent it at the top of the report, and if you want to schedule the report via email. Once you're done, just hit save and close, and then obviously if you had data to populate, then you'd see it displayed here. You can add your filter for time, so say you want to see just a month or a quarter or a year, you'll just edit that and it will display accordingly. So that was an overview of Mautic, the marketing automation platform, and how effective it is and how you could use it in your business.